ERC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
Brian Peters with you for this Weather Extreme video for Saturday, January the 24th. And we're waking up to a rather wet day across central Alabama. Let's go to the Skycam network from ABC 3340, and here's a look at the buildings in downtown Birmingham and the low clouds and the light rain that's occurring, and it out on the 280 corridor. I'm absolutely positive 280 is down there somewhere. We can see the lights, but certainly rainy and lots of water droplets on the lens. Upper air pattern is becoming a lot flatter than it has been over the last several weeks as we moderate considerably and get back to temperatures more typical of this time of year. And in fact, for the last couple of days, we've been above normal. Now, it's still pretty cold up there in Canada. Look at those minus 20 values, and I see even some minus 30 values. So it's still very, very cold up there, and you can certainly see the cold front that is approaching us on the national temperature map. A little bit closer to home, you can also see the temperature contrast. It looks like it's in the lower 50s in central Alabama, but it's already in the upper 30s in the Muscle Shoals area of northwest Alabama. So it's a situation where we're going to see temperatures falling during the day today. We've seen a lot of that this winter. Radar, this is the composite for the southeastern United States, and a good deal of rain. Looks like the rain has ended in the Memphis and Jackson area. And I suspect for most of us, especially from Birmingham to the north and northwest, the rain should be ending this morning. From Birmingham to the southeast, the rain should be ending in the afternoon, but that doesn't mean that we're going to see clearing skies. QPF still suggesting about half an inch. I think probably a quarter to a half is probably the best value. So these numbers are not too bad. And then, of course, that second little band across from eastern Oklahoma, across northern Arkansas, and along the Tennessee-Kentucky border, that represents rain coming later this coming week and not what's happening right now. All right, let's get to the 06Z GFS model run. And here is the surface map for this afternoon. You can see the front settling into the south part of the state. Looks like the front gets down around the Gulf Coast on Sunday, and that is where it washes out. So we should see a dry day for us on Sunday, and a little bit cooler with temperatures highs probably around the 50-degree mark. The pattern remains somewhat flat on Monday. This is the 500 millibar pattern, roughly about 18,000 feet, with a pretty significant trough out to our west, but we're under a weak ridge, and that should keep us, I think, dry and relatively typical for this time of year. The pattern's still pretty flat for us on Tuesday as that short wave to the west begins to eject. And that means that a front is going to get down into our area, especially just to the north of us. So Tuesday is going to be one of those transition days, it looks like, as the front gets near and begins to dangle the possibility of precipitation for us. The shortwave trough is kicking out on Wednesday, even though the pattern is still relatively flat, which means we're not going to see much movement to the front, although I think probably rain chances are a little bit better on Wednesday. The kicker comes in as the initial short waves eject out, but another kicker comes in on Thursday, and that should help to bring the front into the area and bring us a pretty good chance for rain on Thursday. That trough ejects by very quickly on Friday, and that should mean that we should be drying out on Friday with the rain ending from the west and northwest, and that paves the way for what could be a very nice day for the last day of January. Perhaps maybe cool in terms of the fact that we would be near relative normals for this time of year, with highs probably in the 50s and lows in the mid-30s or so. And then going out into voodoo just a little bit here. Here is the pattern for Wednesday midday, and we're under a ridge. That should keep us dry. But then we begin to see a series of short waves. Here comes one on the 6th, and then another one on the 8th. And that means that at least the initial look at voodoo here is that it's going to be somewhat wet for the first part of February. Appreciate you tuning into the Weather Extreme video. Expect to be back with the next one bright and early on Sunday morning. Hope that you have a great day, and Godspeed.